Hello guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. There is a new event going, the One Truck Family event, and there are a few transports we have to do to get some stuff. So to quickly go over it, we have 10 starting ports on the map. That is Prague, Mannheim, Stuttgart, Munich, Berlin, Bremen, Cologne, Bratislava, Frankfurt am Main, and Amsterdam. From those 10 destinations, you need to pick up a racing truck because that's basically what this is about. This is about the European Truck Racing Championship, the ETRC, and we're sort of transporting those trucks from those 10 cities. So that is sort of part one of this event that you have to do is transport from those 10 different cities. Part number two, you can get some rewards from this thing. I think like this blue cap here you can win, and then you get an achievement on the World of Trucks as well. And then you can do a second part where you can win the coffee mug. You can win some trucks for in your truck. You can win a racing paint job thing going. And then you also, to get all that, you have to do the second part of this event, and that is you have to deliver in 5 of these 15 destinations. The event started last Friday, and the first 3 days, every 3 days the destination changes, and the first 3 days we had to go to Paris. Today started Bratislava, that will be running for the next 3 days, and then it will be Ancona, Poznan, Brussels, Oslo, Manchester, and so on. And the event runs till the May the 3rd, which is London, is the last destination. So out of these 15 destinations, you have to deliver in 5 of those things. So that's like the second part of the event. First part is do those 10 starting points, and the second part is do the 5 of the 15 destinations in the upcoming 45 days, more or less. That's what it comes down to. You can also go to theworldoftrucks.com, and there you will find all the information of this One Truck Family thing. So let's have a look. If we can find something. Now, there are 2 ways of doing this. Either you can do this as I am now in single player, and that's Euro Truck. Then you're dealing with, as you can see there, a truck is already passing, and also cars will be on the map. That is traffic. You're just playing by yourself, and you're with traffic. You can also do it on Truckers MP, which is basically a mod. It's not officially from SCS Software, the developer of this game, but it is more or less from fans and players that created that mod, and you can also play in multiplayer. In the multiplayer, you don't have traffic, and you only have all other players. There's only one problem with that, is that with this event, everybody from those 10 different locations where you can start, they all go to the same point. That means that if you do this in the Truckers MP, in the multiplayer, you're gonna have a couple of 100 players arriving at the same spot from 10 different locations, but they all go to the same company in the same city. For the next 3 days, for instance, that will be Bratislava. So if you open the map and you go into the job market, there are 4 different jobs, as you know. A quick job is pretty much you get hired as a driver, you work for another company, they give you a truck, they give you a transport, you just drive from A to B, and you get paid for it as a driver. For the freight market, you need your own truck, and the same goes for the external contracts or the World of Truck contracts. You need your own truck, and then you just drive to a company, you pick up a trailer, and you drive from A to B. And then if you pick on your own trailer, you also have trailer dealers since last year. You can also pick up your own trailer, and then you have to go to the cargo market, because then you drive with a truck and with a trailer to a company, and you just have to load the goods. For this event, what we need is the external contracts, the World of Trucks delivery contracts. So, and if you go there, I am now in Prague, which is one of the 10 locations where you can start, and so we're gonna have to look in the market to find that truck thing that we need to transport. If we can find it, at least. More than likely, you're only gonna find one. There it is. It's in the Skoda factory, or although they do not have the license, it's called Scout here in this game, but it is the Skoda factory where we have to pick up a trailer with 2 of those trucks, and that is the only one. And as you can see here, it goes to Bratislava, and that will be the case for the next 3 days. That is that list of 15 cities where you can deliver, the destination list. On Thursday it will be Ancona. Next Sunday it will be Brussels, I think, or Poznan first, and then Brussels, and so on. So you have to do these 10 starting points. So that's 10 transports you have to do, and then you have to deliver in 5 different destinations. Every 3 days the destination starts. So let's pick up this one, begin the delivery. From Prague to Bratislava, because that is the city where we have to deliver in the next 3 days. Yesterday I've done Paris, so I'm doing Bratislava now. That means that I have to come back in 3 days to do Ancona and so on. Or I can just wait for 2 weeks and then do something else. In single player, it's a bit easier. Driving wise, it's okay. You can drive as well in the single player as in the multiplayer. Of course, in the single player, yeah, we are dealing with traffic, and in the multiplayer, you're dealing with other players, which is a bit of a problem. I stream on Mixer, mixer.com/RaceMasterDave, for those who want to see. We did like with 2 friends, we did a transport in the multiplayer, and that was all working smooth till you reach Bratislava. Then you have a couple of 100 players at the same point there, and yeah, then it's not going very fast. It can take 15 to 30 minutes depending on which of the servers you are. It can take 15 to 30 minutes before you actually deliver the thing. Doing 19 kilometers an hour and get overtaken on the right by a fire truck. Nice. This is one of the shortest that you can do, I think. That is also, of course, you can, if you don't want to do like long trips, you can take a look on destination list and on the starting points, and then you can sort of figure out when you're going to do your transports. I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video because we did like about 5 yesterday and 5 today, so I already done the 10 different transports. The only thing I need is the second part of the event, and that means 5 different destinations, but then I have to come back every 3 days to do a new destination. The Skoda factory in Prague, although it is called Scout here, as I mentioned before. It's their way of going around the licensing, I guess. There's our trailer with 2 racing trucks in this case. And there are like 10 different of these truck things. Let's have a look. Prague to Bratislava, 347 kilometers. That's not that far. But yeah, of course, if you, for instance, if you do Amsterdam to Bratislava, yeah, then you're probably gonna do more than 1,000. So it might be a better way to wait if you don't want to do long transports. Just wait till the destination is Brussels. And then do Amsterdam-Brussels, which is also a short. If you don't mind doing long trips, then you can do this 1 or 2 days and you have the 10 starting point trips done, more or less. But 300 kilometers, that's not that far in this game. We had a similar event last year, I think it was. But then we can win one of those pennants, like I have a few on my front window there. There was also a pennant that you could win for the ETRC. But this time it's a baseball cap and some other stuff that you can win. It's nothing major, of course, but yeah, that's how things go here. But it's new events and it's something to do and people do that, and especially in the multiplayer it's fun to do that with a couple of friends. But of course at the end it's not so interesting to do it all. A friend of mine did transport this afternoon. There were like 250 people on the destination. Now we did a couple together as well, and then we had still had like, although it was already later during the evening, we still had about 120 people there at the destination. And that of course resulted in quite some lag. I think I was getting like 20-25 FPS or so at most of the time there. But yeah, what do you expect with so many people around you, which you can actually see? It's not like they're in a session or something. No, you can actually see those people. In a single player, of course, you have the traffic, and they do stop for traffic lights and so on. In the multiplayer, there's sort of an unwritten rule that if it's red light, you can just go through if there are no other players around. If there are other players around, we sort of go by the traffic rules. But you can make it as full simulation as you want it. I can put on the traffic offenses, and then you also get like fines from speed cameras and so on. And then it depends. If you go to the Truckers MP, you can change depending on the server that you go on. There are for Europe there are 4 servers, I think. The first one has a speed limit of 90 kilometers an hour. Server 2 does not have a speed limit. Then on server 4 you are ghosting, I believe, so you cannot hit other players. And then we also have some cars in the game, and on server 3, sort of same as server 2, but on server 3 you cannot use the cars, something like that. Most popular is server number 2 in the Truckers MP, which has the biggest capacity as well, 4,200 players. But for instance, this afternoon it was full when I logged on the game. 4,200 people were playing, and there were about 164 in the queue to get on there. Capacity of servers 1 and 3 is 2,300 players, I think. I'm not sure what the capacity of server number 4 is, but or you can also combine both ways of doing it. You can, for instance, you can drive with your friends and go to the multiplayer, the Truckers MP, and you drive the transport there, and then when you arrive on Bratislava and you come in the traffic jam, then you can just log out and log on the single player, and you can finish the job there. That is also a possibility, which makes it go faster, of course, than if you have to wait in line there and do like 1 meter at a time. That can take you quite some while. FLE, which reminds me on yesterday. Yesterday's destination was Paris, and that was on the FLE company, which is a airport company, and it was Charles de Gaulle in Paris where we had to deliver. It was a bit of a tricky delivery point, and the queues were like pretty long there. Bratislava is a bit more player friendly, let's put it that way. You have a wider entry point, and once you enter the company itself, then you are in a no collision zone. And then you can just ghost through other players, so that's not a big issue. You just need to get to the company. That's a problem in the multiplayer at this moment. And then of course you always have a couple of fools around who think that they are better than somebody else, or they are whatever, and then you have people lining up in the right lane, and then they come over, they overtake everybody in the wrong way on the other lane. Not advisable, I must say, because there are also some police cars hanging out, and those police cars are admins, and they are keeping an eye on it, on these events, especially on the destination point. And it's like, yeah, the only thing you see in the chat box is this player gets kicked, this player gets kicked. So the admins just kick you out if you do stupid stuff, which is not more than normal, and that's how it should be. But those are all things that you do not have to worry about it if you play in single player. The only thing you're dealing with is traffic, and yeah, they can also do stupid stuff occasionally. You can have some random events. I have that slider all the way to the left at the moment because we have been playing in multiplayer. Then you want to have that slider all the way to the left, but if you have it all the way to the right, you can have accidents or a truck which is put on fire or something. Stuff like that can happen, which means that traffic is going to slow down and stuff like that. As I said, you can make this game as much simulation as you want or as less simulation as you want. Sort of unreadable Cyrillic alphabet, I think it is, because yeah, that was the latest update to Estonia and Russia and so on, which also brought a couple of new companies in. However you pronounce that thing in front of us, that's one of the new companies. Well, that's how it usually is in this game, sort of April, May, then they come up with this event, then usually somewhere in August, September they have like a free update. Last year that was the trailers that they brought. And then in December you have a map DLC expansion. And last year that was the Baltic, Beyond the Baltic Sea, or whatever it's called officially. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania and some parts of Russia. The next update, as I mentioned in the New Year's video, they gave us a couple of hints. More than likely, well, almost surely will be Romania. But they usually do not do just one country, so that will be only one of a couple of countries, I guess. Bulgaria will be another one, I'm assuming. I haven't heard anything about dates yet, so I'm assuming it will be in December again. Although they have expanded the team, they sort of doubled the amount of devs, which could mean that from next year on, for instance, that we could have like 2 map expansions a year or something like that, or maybe even from this year already. We will see. Because I noticed on their YouTube channel that they already hinted about the Romania, so that Romania DLC might be actually coming sooner than we think. Maybe it's already for summer and then they come up with a second one in December. That's also possible. Let's have a look. Oh, still good to go. Single player, you also can have put the fatigue simulation on. And that means that you can drive for 16 hours, I think, 15 hours, something like that. And then you have to take a 9-hour rest. That's sort of how the game works. But also that is something, if you don't want that, you can put the fatigue simulation up. But this truck is also getting a bit on my nerves. It accelerates and then it slows down and then the border we have just taken here. Almost arriving there. See the circle already popping up on the minimap. This is sort of the point if you do this in multiplayer on the Truckers MP. This will more than likely will be the point where you're gonna come to a standstill. Because this is how long the queues will be. If you go to my mixer channel, you will see that actually we were standing still here and we turned left there in the other street and we saw the little shortcut. And by doing that we sort of overtook like 50-60 players. Because yeah, we were doing about 3-4 kilometers an hour. You sort of move like 1 meter and another meter and another meter. That's sort of how it goes in the multiplayer. Because no matter where you come from of these 10 destinations, you all have to deliver on this company. Once you drive in here, everything is fine, then you go into a no collision area. Or you can just do all 10. Here in the single player, of course. Then you're only dealing with DAI traffic. Prague to Bratislava done. That means that we have done 110. But yeah, as I said, I already completed the event. You can see it on in your menu. You can see it on the top, and you can click on there to follow your process. And then you can see what you have done. So what I've done here now is from Prague to the destination, and for the next 3 days the destination is Bratislava. And then you sort of have to do the same: Mannheim, Bratislava, Stuttgart, Bratislava, and so on. Munich, Berlin, Bremen, Cologne, Bratislava itself. I don't know if there is Bratislava. It might be that you have to wait till the destination change before you can actually pick up the Bratislava. I've done that yesterday already to Paris, from Bratislava to Paris. That's where we did that one. So those is like those 10. As I said, I'm already completed it, as you can see here, event completed. So I have done transports from all of these 10 destinations, and with the trucks, those are all the trucks there that we had to transport. And then of course, if you want to see the schedule, you can also click here on World of Trucks. It will open it in your browser while you're in the game. You can just quickly see it here. Paris was from Friday till yesterday. Today it's Bratislava till Wednesday. Then on Thursday it's destination will be Ancona, and then Poznan, that's in Poland, Brussels in Belgium, Oslo, Norway, Manchester in the UK, St. Petersburg, which is Russia, Budapest in Hungary, Le Mans in France, Geneva in Switzerland, Helsinki in Finland, Milano is Italy again, Hanover is Germany, and then the last one is London. And then the dates when the destinations will show up are next to it. So you can all, even in game, you can find all the information that you want for this event. And other than that, you just close it up. One Truck Family. You can also post some with that hashtag One Truck Family. You can also post pictures on Facebook, on Instagram, and so on. So that it's sort of a hashtag that they started to get it all together, and then maybe you find some of your pictures on their website or something like that. That will be it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.